folks, this is update number 1 for my entry into the M group build. As you can see, this is the kit I presented and the one I've been building. It's the pit road version of the trumpeter kit, and this is a B-4 M1931 Howitzer, which was used by the Russians from the beginning till the end of the Second World War. It was a very effective weapon against bunkers and was profusely used in 1945 for the Battle of Berlin. Okay, let's start with the construction of this kit. I started building it expecting great things out of it. As you can see, there are loads of crisp looking styrene with good quality PE and special additions for this edition. The build started without trouble. I followed the instructions to the letter and started with the gun base, no seams, everything fitted perfectly, and this PE is one of the best I've dealt with. Perfect thickness and quality. Okay, first problem. The instructions and the suggested final picture where the crew is arming the howitzer contradict each other. This position here, suggested by the instruction steps, is transport mode, and this is the picture for the crew in action. Where is the crane? I wanted a firing mode and guessed that something was wrong later. Projectiles had to be loaded with the crane due to the weight of almost 100 kilos. You can see it here in this footage. The crane lifted the little carriage with the projectile and the crew pushed it inside with a ramming rod. Fortunately, the crane is basically dry fitted and it's actually workable, so I will adapt it previous to the painting phase. Problem number 2. I glued the projectile here following the instructions, but on second thought, what on earth is this projectile doing here? As you can see, it has no apparent use. In this picture the crew looks like they are stepping over it, and then I found the image of this museum piece and posted my question in the Google Plus YouTube Models community and also in the artillery group in Facebook, and the shared opinion there was that Trumpeter had copied this museum piece exactly, portraying a tray placed there just for exhibition purposes. If that's the case, I say, yeah, cool, if you want to build this particular museum piece, it's okay, of course. Maybe we are all wrong and there is a particular use for it. If somebody knows, please just let me know, because I'm going to remove it before the painting phase. I went on with the wheels. The tires are made with vinyl and fitted the wheels perfectly. This is a trailer, piece of cake, and it looks good too. And in the diorama I have in mind, I leave it nearby. As I said, I want to build the gun and the crew in loading position. This is the barrel assembly. As usual, I clamped it, let it dry, and then I filed it and added putty on the seams and filed it again. And before painting, I'll give it a coat of Mr. Surfacer all over the putty modified surfaces. As you can see, I went on adding mechanic elements around the barrel. It's a pretty complex and detailed gun. I went on preparing the howitzer prattle. If you have done artillery pieces before, there is nothing new. There's typical trumpeter flash that you have to remove, but there is something positive. I couldn't find any pin marks, and that's a plus. This bit belongs to the front part of the howitzer and it contains a pair of cable rolls. The cotton string you can see is included in this kit. Okay, this is the gun. It's assembled in fixed position, not too low or not too elevated. It's fine by me. If you wish to change it, you'll need a bit of scratch work and you have to shorten or lengthen this shock absorber. As you can see, they give you a small PE piece for the barrel interior. It looks good. This is a self-propelled gun, so following the instructions I went on working with the wheel sets. A bit time consuming as usual, but everything fits perfectly. Look at the PE additions. You'd need an earthquake to knock them or bend them accidentally. Attachment points are spotlessly designed. Well, now, this is indeed time consuming. There are 38 tracks on each side. However, you start working with it and happily one day you finish. And then you get a set of homemade magic tracks. I glued them with Rebel contactor, which allows you to bend them as you wish. And there you have the 2 track sets. Right, this is the small carriage used to load the projectile. I drilled a hole here because this is going to be hooked, hanging from the crane. And this is the finished projectile mini prawn. Next to it you have a single projectile that I'll have to replicate, making a silicone mold. These wooden planks will be used to store a few rounds on the ground next to the howitzer. Let's see, problem number 3, big seam on the base. Not so perfectly engineered after all, but it's not a big deal because it will be covered by the tracks. Nevertheless, I added putty just in case. Okay, here you can see the seats and the wooden plank. You can use 2 different sets, and I chose this one because it includes mock metal rims. There is a third option that you can see here, but that would be for transport mode or exhibition purposes, as you can appreciate in the original museum picture. These wooden planks were used while firing the weapon, and sometimes they weren't attached at all. Look at those guys, you have to replace it after each shot recoil. So this is it. Here you have the assembled howitzer in its present state. All in all, I think it looks good. There is a lot of complex engineering involved in this kit, and I think it's a good quality product. However, as I have pointed out, it has some conceptual shortcomings. In addition, information is confusing at times and incomplete. But yeah, I think this is not an easy kit for an artillery beginner. You have to be careful with it and pay extra attention to the gun's alignment in each step. Otherwise you will end up with a solidly tilted gun that will be almost impossible to correct. Right, on the next update you will see it all painted and weathered, but first I'll have to remove this round tray. Then the crane will be holding the small projectile carriage next to the loading area. The crane can be moved up and down, but I will have to cut it here to turn it right and attach a small chain or cable and a hook. So that's it folks, I hope you liked it, and I leave you with a few pictures of the finished kit. See you soon, bye bye.